While capitalistic excess and greed have sullied so many companies, there are a lot of examples of ethical capitalism where the principles enshrined typically in framed mission statements, instead of just collecting dust on the wall, are actually adhered to. These are companies that do good, make profits, and serve employees, customers, and their shareholders. Conscious capitalism, you might call it, which, by chance, is also the name of a new book about liberating the heroic spirit of business. It was written by the co-founder and co-CEO of Whole Foods, John Mackey, and you're also the co-author of this particular book. Now, I was thinking, if the principles in this book were being taught in business schools, if they were universally accepted in boardrooms, you wouldn't have to write a book about it.
Hopefully I'd write another book that would take the story a little bit further along.
But it does speak to the fact that it's still an anomaly to see a company that's run from top to bottom on good principles.
I don't know if it's an anomaly. I think most businesses are ethical. Most business is the greatest value creator in the world, Bill. It creates value for its customers, for its employees, for its suppliers, for its investors, and for the larger communities. But most of that value creation is done unconsciously. So we think it can be done better if people become aware, if businesses become aware of their higher purpose and how to consciously create value for all those stakeholders.
And it doesn't mean a compromise of profits either. Is that sometimes the misunderstanding?
No, I think that is the big misunderstanding, that that there's this big trade-off between the stakeholders. If you're creating value for customers, then maybe that's coming at the expense of the investors. Or if you're philanthropic, that necessarily is a loss to the organization. What we have found that conscious businesses create win-win-win strategies.
Does it take courage for a CEO of a company, a high-profile CEO, to say certain things that you know will have backlash, criticizing President Obama? I mean, there have been people who say, I'm not going to buy at Whole Foods anymore. Does that matter to you?
Well, first of all, I've never criticized President Obama. I've never criticized President Obama. I have questioned some of our economic policies, but I've not directly criticized the president. I'm not looking to be controversial. Really, I'm just looking to be authentic and truthful. But unfortunately, a lot of times things get taken out of context, things get sensationalized. People just read those headlines.
But there is danger when you speak out, because people do overreact. Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, we've not seen any negative impacts in our sales. And I'm not like going out there trying to be a rabble-rouser. I get interviewed, I get asked questions, I try to answer them truthfully.
John Mackey from Whole Foods, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.